Hey fans, what's up? It's Gamer Guy 7 Aces here, and now I want to talk about the SAGE that happened, the SAGE convention, which was I think September 27th to October 4th. Now, SAGE has been going on for as long as I can remember, but ever since 2012 when I first started my channel and I played some SAGE games at that time, like Freedom Planet, Sonic Before the Sequel, which came out at the time, I never really played SAGE games after that year. I just stopped fucking with SAGE games. It's because, it's usually the same old, and the games that really stick out and shine to me are the 2D games. But the 3D Sonic fan games, I was just never interested in because they just never got far. They start out as a tech demo, and then maybe a level or two is added, and then after that, it just stops. As far as I can remember, I have never seen a fully realized 3D Sonic game from SAGE, from the bottom up. It's always been incomplete or just a demo, Now, even Project Hero, as you guys know in my Sonic Team Cycle video I did with BC Media Player, we talked a lot and said how it perfectly embodies what a 3D Sonic game should be and controls and everything. The only Sonic fan game I talked about this year was a Sonic GT or Grand Tour. That was in the beginning of the year, like early 2019 April when I showed it, and I was like, is this the best Sonic fan game? And that was before I knew much about Project Hero, but I really like that hilltop type of zone they put. It was fully realized hilltop zone, and I just like the different alternating paths. Like, it was just really exhilarating to watch and play. But even that Sonic GT game is starting to look meh, because after that, I think the other one they've done was like Radical City, and that looked very empty, looked very bland. Then the other one they've done, I think it kind of looks like Windmill Isle from Sonic Unleashed, but just none of the new levels compared to that first classic level, 3D level that they had back in the beginning of the year. And it's just that 3D Sonic games, they just never seem to succeed or get off from where they began, because I don't know, it's maybe the creators run out of ideas, or they figure out that, whoa, this is harder than we thought it would be. Let's talk about Project Hero for a second. Project Hero excels in physics and everything. They got every single thing right. I don't even need to explain it. Just watch that Sonic Team Cycle docu-vid that I did with BC. So it excels in the physics and everything, but what else do they have to offer? Level ideas, creativity, aesthetics, plot, actual substance for a game rather than being a tech demo. And Project Hero has none of that besides the physics and everything. And I first got an idea to make this video when I saw Studio Pep's tweet, and he was like, I'm starting to think some 3D Sonic fan projects don't really get farther than just a level test, for the same reason that I've pretty much never made a full game yet either. Lack of ideas for what a full game should be. Coming up with how a 3D Sonic engine should function conceptually is sort of trivial, considering it's one of the few things the fans can actually agree on. Tight free roaming controls with moves and attacks pulled from the adventure and boost games. So he's like, tell me how the physics should work for a game and I'll build it for you right quick. Just don't ask me to come up with levels, character and world designs, or a plot. Using a promising engine for, say, a remake of an existing game could maybe inspire ideas for a brand new one. So he pretty much nailed it on the head. It's like, we Sonic fans, we know how to make great physics in a Sonic game. I mean, Christian Whitehead, for example, he was a Sonic fan, and he got noticed by Sega for, remastering the classic games like Sonic CD, making them feel exactly like they did back then, because for some reason Sonic Team was just incapable of doing that. So he made a retro engine and did that. So there's a lot of Sonic fans who can do what Christian Whitehead did, but the question is, can you make a fully realized 3D Sonic game? There are plenty of fully realized 2D Sonic fan games like Sonic Before the Sequel, Sonic After the Sequel. What else? Plenty other 2D Sonic fan games that I can't think of right now. I mean, look at Freedom Planet, for example, which is not even a Sonic game, it's a spin-off. I mean, it's not even a spin-off, it's a game inspired by Sonic. So, it's easier for Sonic fans to borrow the same elements like Green Hill Zone. It's funny how we criticize Sega for doing that as well in their Sonic games, but that's the thing with Sonic fan games. I mean, Sonic Utopia, Green Hill, mostly. That Sonic GFK Paradise is Green Hill. Even the Sonic GT Hilltop looks like Green Hill, just with a more aqua coloring than green. There are so many Sonic fan 3D games that have Green Hill as their base default level, or some level from the Dreamcast era. I've never seen a Sonic 3D fan game with a fully realized original level. Now I know what you guys are going to say, there's hardly any original idea to make for a level. I think there is. I mean, look how Christian Whitehead made Studiopolis. Just imagine something like Studiopolis, but in 3D. So that's the problem I have with 3D Sonic fan games. I know the moment they're announced, it's just going to be a tech demo. Just to say, hey, look at Sonic running in like a Dark Souls type of world. Or look at Sonic run in an open 3D environment like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Or hey, look at Sonic run through a 3D Green Hill Zone for the umpteenth time. Or look at Sonic run through Dreamcast inspired levels or modern levels. It's the same. The only thing you guys are showing off are just the physics and how you can do that better than Sega. But you can't even exceed much in the graphics department because Sega's Sonic team's got that on lock. You know, the Hedgehog engine and 2.0 has always been good. Even if they've chosen a more cartoonish art style, the graphics have always been good. Sonic Forces, the grass physics was awesome. So, I mean, I can speak on this matter because I have an experience with a Sonic 3D fan game too. I remember, I think it was early last year, I was involved in a 3D Sonic fan game spinoff called Miles Prower. And basically they made me be their hype man to hype up the game and to help with any voice acting or anything. Or basically I was going to be the person that hypes the game and the person who tests the demo to see if it's functioning well. So I would play it and test it and stuff. But that 3D Sonic fan game went absolutely nowhere. Like, I don't think that game is ever going to see the light of day, even yet make it to SAGE. I left that because there was drama among the teammates, and I remember it was me and Husky Z that were part of the project, and Husky Z did not want to be part of it. I know we've always talked about working for Sega or Sonic Team in a Sonic game, but this wasn't it, Chief. But this wasn't it at all. So he just got bored of it. He didn't want to do it because he knew that it was not going to see the light of day. Even me too. And then later in the year I decided to leave the project. So that's an experience. There are several 3D Sonic fan games like that that just will never see the light of day. You know, if it's hard to make, and I even said on my Twitter, if it's hard to make a consistent Sonic animated series, I mean, look at Sonic Misadventure and other things, Sonic Sat AM. If it's hard to continue making those fan projects, I mean, look at the challenges I'm facing with Rebound. How much more a Sonic 3D fan game, which you need a lot more assets, a lot more resources, just to make the game possible. So is there an answer to this? I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to this problem, because this is a problem that deserves a team, like a company, a video game company, or like Sonic Team, to make a game. And fans just aren't capable of this, at least not Sonic fans, because we can't even get along with each other with differing opinions. How much more a fan game, a 3D fan game, which takes a lot longer to make than a 2D fan game. So there are very few fan 3D platformer fan games out there that have come to realization, unless it's indie development team, like a crowd-funded indie game. But just think about it. How many 3D fan game platformers are there? Hardly. What fans do, and this goes with Sonic and other franchises, fans excel in mod games, like Unleashed Project. That was awesome. That was fully realized because it was a mod. All they did was mod the generations physics and gimmicks all into Unleashed, and the controls and everything. That's all they did, and they added a few new things like red rings and stuff. And I think that they tried to also mod Sonic 06 into Generations, so it's like the 06 project. I don't know if that ever got done, but the mods, especially post Generations, the mods for Generations have been excellent. So the fans excel in mods, they just don't excel in the 3D fan games. And of course, like I said before, 2D Sonic games excel too, because they're not that hard to make. You know, I'm not saying they're easy, but compared to 3D Sonic games, and they even invent new levels, new elements. That's something the 3D Sonic fan games lack. So I don't know when we're going to see a fully realized 3D Sonic fan game, but I can pretty much guarantee that we're going to get a remake of the Sonic Adventure games by Sega and a fully realized 3D Sonic game before we get a fully realized 3D Sonic fan game. So what do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comments below. I'm curious to know your thoughts about 3D Sonic fan games, and what are your opinions about them? Do you care about them? Do you just like playing the demos, or do you think they just fall short compared to the 2D Sonic fan games? Alright guys, remember to smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I think I've never gotten that many birthday wishes on Twitter before. So just want to thank you to each and every one of you watching this who wish me happy birthday. You guys are the best. And also stay tuned for Sonic Rebound Episode 2. That's coming out soon, later this month. I'm aiming for October 23rd. Alright guys, take care. And until next time, swag out.